This is the first small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in London, 1967.
No, I think we ought to discuss and find out what it means. What does it mean? Oh, sorry. What does sacredness mean? Because all religions, the Greeks, the Egyptians, and so on, and the Hindus and the Christians, they have symbolized sacredness in an image, in a temple, in a book,
in a person,
and so on.
Yes, that's right. In an idea. In a place.
Yes, all the rest. Now, what does sacredness mean? What is sacred? This morning when I woke up, I felt full of sacredness. A sense of real, I felt it and the live went on, and I said, what does it mean? So can we discuss it?
Of course.
What is it worthwhile?
Very much so, sir. Yes, very much.
Do you want to see here that? No, that's not.
It's coming through very well, I think. It's very audible, very clear.
Let me start a discussion of this. You start it.
First of all, it can't be an induced feeling. It can't be the result of some circumstances, some particular place, some particular association.
Why not, sir?
Well, then it's very odd. Then it's very somehow it's phony, sir. I've seen people who go to church and they come out looking miserable and they feel sacred.
No, that's not. And there are others who go to a temple
They come out
or a
looking,
mosque, feeling tremendous,
yes,
elated.
Yes. I think in this there is a sort of induction, and there's a sort of a...
So that's what this sacredness is invested in people,
Yes.
in ideas, in symbols,
Yes.
in a church, in a temple, in a mosque, in a book, in a person. And you worship that person, that symbol, that the image in the temple, and so on, or in the
Yes.
Christ on the cross.
Yes.
So you first invest.
Yes. You first decide.
Invest it in the symbol.
Yes. And then find it
And
where
then-
you've invested it.
Yes.
It's like hiding something and pretending to find it.
Yeah. No. Yes. But you first invest in the symbol all that you think is holy.
Yes. That's
And
right.
then from that symbol derive a sense of
That's right.
sacred, a sense of
Yes.
sacredness,
Yes,
sense
that's
of
right.
holiness, sense
That's
of
right.
well-being, and all the rest of it.
Yes, that's right. It's extraordinary.
Huh?
Yes.
Now, I mean, if you put a piece of stick on the mantelpiece
Yes. Yes.
and you worship it every day, it becomes very holy
Of
after the end
course,
of the
you
month.
find somebody. That's just what the Christians do. That cross is a piece of stick with some
That's what the Muslims
carved out.
Of
Yes.
course, the Hindus do it. They each
The lingam is hardly more than a piece of
undone
stick.
things.
Yes, that's
So-
right. Yes. Or those
Like-
innumerable nails that have been in the cross. It's a piece of
Yeah.
iron.
Now, if you don't invest in anything, You say that's no longer sacred. So it's my imagination, my projection that has made it sacred. No, it means nothing. To a Hindu seeing the cross, you say, what are you doing about it?
Yes.
What is it all about?
A Christian seeing Ganesh.
Whatever their symbol is, say, what are you, how savage.
Yes, that's right.
And so on, back and forth.
Yes,
back and
yes.
forth. Now, if you divest all
Symbols.
projections of your own,
Yes, yes.
and there is no symbol at all.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
No symbol in a church, in a book, in a person. I mean, all that's wiped out.
Yes.
Then what is sacred? What is it to be sacred? What is sacred? What is sacred?
Yes. Now, having divested something, having divested all things of their induced sacredness, it does nevertheless occur sometimes, unexpectedly, that one comes in contact with somebody or with something, and that one is overwhelmed by the beauty of that. I'm not talking about that.
No,
Yes.
I want to
That's something else.
find out per se, in itself, what is sacred. I'm no belief, I'm no temple, I'm no church, I'm no nothing.
No saviour, nothing.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And then I ask myself, is there such thing as something being holy, something being sacred? Not in something, not in the person, in the symbol.
No. Is there sacredness?
Is there a sacredness apart from any human demand that you must find something holy to worship?
Yes, any human machination.
Is there?
I think there is.
Why?
Because we come upon it unexpectedly.
That may be still your own projection.
No, but when you
Unconscious. So be careful. Be careful. Don't get caught in a trap.
Yes. I went into.
All those are traps. I won't accept. We won't accept any of those traps.
There is.
Don't assert it yet. Wait. Otherwise you get lost. You follow? We'll have to begin.
Find out if there is.
Find out. Come upon it.
Yes. Where does it reside if it exists?
Not where does it reside. First, am I free from any projection which is the outcome of my demand, of my asking, my wanting to find out, my wanting to...
Which has a motive, yes.
And therefore, there is no symbol, church, temple, nothing in which I have invested this thing called holy, something holy, and which I am going to worship. I literally, consciously and unconsciously wipe out all that. In the man, in the woman, in the gods, in the Olympian gods, in the Egyptian gods, in the Hindu gods, the Buddhists, and so on, the whole saviors, everything.
Like wipe out the whole
lot of it. Because there
analysis of all
my own, my own projection of my own loneliness, my own unhappiness, all that stuff.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then I'm asking myself, is there something holy which is not my projection or my wish or my demand or my longing to find something which is worthwhile, significant, which gives life a meaning, and so on, so on, so on. Can I wipe out all that first? That is the first thing. Well, as we said, I can put a piece of stick or a piece of flower on the mantelpiece and worship it every day and say, oh, lovely, 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 and bow to it and cross it. And it becomes immediately holy. I would resist anybody who would tear it down.
Yes, that's right.
And it's so obvious.
Yes, that's so obvious.
So I'm not doing that. And yet I want to find out if there is something really holy. How do I find out? The moonlight came in last night here. I was away. I went to see it. It was an extraordinarily quiet night, and not a leaf was moving. And I looked at it and I felt tremendously moved and sacred. Holy, not in the moon, in the scene, in the quiet. I felt suddenly this quality. I said to myself, is it my feeling or my, I'm inclined that way, therefore I want it that way.
Yes, yes. You asked if it's true or if it's induced.
Induced. How do you find out? What is the process by which, or
you discover
an incident, or not a way, or you do something and you find it?
Yes.
Now, wait a second, don't answer me yet, listen quietly.
Yes.
Have you rejected all the outward symbols in which you have invested a sense of holiness, sense of this feeling of sacredness?
Not quite so.
Right. Therefore, you can't answer the question.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Wipe everything up.
Yes. That's the only one that remains.
That's no. Well, you have one or half a dozen of the
It's all
same.
the same. Yes.
I mean,
I think that's
Catholic would say, I've only one.
Yes, I know. That's right.
And you're in the same category as that bird.
Quite right. Yes.
Not the bird
But
in the
do you-
bushes, both two in the shepherd birds.
Do you remember, what is it, the bird
in the
and a bird in the strand
It's
is worth two in
Shepherd's Bush.
shepherd's bush.
Oh, I didn't hear that. It's a vulgar story, of course.
Why? It's not really so vulgar. All right, sir. You say, how do you find out? Have you divested? Have you put aside all the sacredness invested in all symbols, human and otherwise? I'm afraid not.
Then how can you find out? Very interesting this. So you have a symbol, let's call it. And how do you work?
Is it a symbol or is it something else?
Is it a symbol if it's something with which you have, or together with which you have experienced a certain
Why do you
sacredness?
want that?
No, but to
Yes, but
certain
as you
things
said-
or places or people, a sacredness has been perhaps experienced.
But then you
Come back to the temple or the church.
Person doesn't
Which you
necessarily. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
necess- Well, Krishnaji yourself, of course, is what I'm thinking of. There have been moments when you have been talking, and various moments, when a tremendous sense of sacredness has
come into being.
has occurred.
Wait, I might have induced it.
Perhaps.
Yes, and it was. They
But-
might have picked it up as a sort of a second hand. It's your sacredness after all, not
Yes, I
ours.
just did.
So we smell it, as it were, from the outside.
Therefore, you
and,
are in part. It's not that you're a symbol of that, but that is very
No,
close.
I'm including myself including when I'm talking, including the atmosphere that one creates on one's inner. Wipe out all this because they're all inducements.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
You mean they're all inducements to they would colour any,
Obviously.
subsequent.
Of course.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
And I'm saying, can you wipe away, discard completely any association, induced or your own through a symbol, any feeling of this, so that you start
Naked.
and you and say, look, I don't know what it means, I must find out.
It's very hard because...
Otherwise you can't, otherwise you're back into whether you go to a temple or go to a meeting or talk to me or...
Yes, you're exactly the same as the Catholics.
That
actually.
becomes too...
Yes, you have a different...
Don't even enlarge. It's like... right?
Yes,
Now,
right.
how do you wipe it away, or how do you discard it? You had an experience of that feeling of sacredness with this person.
Yes, yes.
His talk is this and that.
Yes, atmosphere,
And-
the feeling, the
Association.
aesthetic beauty of it all.
All
Yes,
and the person says, please wipe it away.
yes, yes.
That's also, you might just well go to church.
Quite so.
Huh?
Yes.
Right?
Now, what would you say?
Wait.
Yes.
How do you discard? That's the first thing. Well, how do you say, yes, that's perfectly true. I used to go to a temple, church or whatever it is, or read a book and feel sacred, or pick up a book of verses and get...
Yes, quite. Yes. Or hear music itself.
all that.
Yes.
You want to discard. Perhaps you have, but you have one. Then you are related to the whole. If you have one of the coin, you are on the same market.
Yes, sir. Sir, but I see somebody, for instance, listening to Mukunda Mala and being deeply moved. Isn't that
Of course
the
it is.
intimation of sacredness which he has?
Through Mukundamala, you hear getting. So,
Yes.
The Catholic goes or a Protestant goes to church.
Ave Maria.
Ave Maria, and listen to most extraordinary states.
Yes,
So don't let's repeat all that.
Yes.
Now my question is, how do you discard?
Yes. All outside.
Outside, inside.
Invested holiness.
All that. Because if you discard in order to find what is true, so sacred, holiness, then you're back in the same mood.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
You've often said in order to inquire, you must strip everything.
I said, if you strip
Yes.
in order to find,
Mhm.
then you're not stripping.
No, but if you understand that you can only find having stripped.
And that's again a trick to find.
Yes.
You strip because it's wrong, not because
You
you
strip
want to
because it's wrong.
Stupid.
Yes, of course. You strip because it's wrong.
find. It's stupid.
Yes. Because you see it stupid.
It's
Quite.
stupid. And therefore you have stripped it.
That's what?
But if you say, I'll strip it in order, then you
Cheating.
can whistle.
Yes, of course. Yes. I wonder if any of us have ever really been naked. I think perhaps for 10 minutes once I was.
That's
When I
it.
walked out of a yoga group in South Africa. I remember crossing Church Square and feeling completely alone. And it was a
I
feeling
don't
of...
say, that's the only way, otherwise you can't do anything.
Yeah.
this feeling of holiness through association, through memory, through projection, through books, through etc. and so on, so on.
Yes.
Not because I want to find what is true holiness.
Yes.
I just can't, because it's so obvious. It's like saying, putting a mask on and say, I'm saying I'm very holy.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Have you discarded it? In that sense which you are talking about.
No.
Why don't you? No belief is sacred, no act is sacred, or not sacred. You find
Yes, yes. No up, no down. Yes.
when you strip or what is the word?
When you divest.
Divest it, or all this.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Go on, sir. You don't do it for me.
There seems to be a difficulty. One says, this is simply what I have projected, but that is the real thing. That is obviously sacred because there are only the objective signs of it. This is imagination, that isn't. You see? The mind says this to itself, and so the mind has its particular it has its hierarchy after all. One says Maharishi Mahesh Yogi is a fake, but somebody else is a holy man, and there are the objective signs of it, and this is not induced, you see.
But you are judging.
You're judging, of course you are.
Then we are back again.
Yes. You are again conditioned.
Which is, I prefer this and I don't prefer that. I
That's
like
right.
this.
You're
I
just
go
the
back
same
and
as the
then
Catholics and the
becomes
Muslims. Yes, that's right.
Two
Yes,
child.
yes. That's right, sir.
If you divest yourself of all this, wipe away any assumption, any judgment of this is holy, not holy.
Yes, all seeds of sacredness.
Not holy or holy. But yet, I won't tear a leaf, I won't hurt somebody.
You couldn't.
Because we, the ancient Hindus have said life is sacred, don't kill anything.
That can't be the reason why.
Wait, sir.
That mustn't be the reason
See what
why.
is behind it, sir.
Yes, if that's the reason why, it's again like the Catholic.
Of course. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm saying I divest myself of all this.
Of all authority, that's what it comes
All
to.
that,
Yes.
all that.
Yes.
Just go slow.
Mm.
And yet I won't hurt a tree, an animal, or a human being.
I naturally won't. Yes.
No, not because they are sacred, because aesthetically it is,
You can't.
I can't. And also, I don't want to see somebody else suffer,
Yes,
and,
that's
or
right. Yes.
because I have through me and so on.
Yes.
But yet I'm going to act. So, this divesting myself of all
Yes,
all
all
that
the seats of sacredness.
does not mean that I become brutal.
No.
And it's important because so far human beings have somewhat, not entirely, especially in the East, somewhat have said, don't kill, be kind, be gentle, because life is sacred, life is one, God is in everything,
Yes.
don't hurt because
Yes,
you will
yes.
pay, and so on.
Yes.
So
So you say, if they no longer say that about life, if they divest life of its sacredness,
they'll kill much more.
they mightn't.
They do. Though the Christians have said, love your neighbor, they
You know,
have shattered the neighbor
Therefore,
with a gun.
if they divest things of their sacredness, they're not going to be more brutal. They're
No.
already brutal, having invested sacredness in these things.
So look at it, sir. Feel for yourself. Go into it. Don't explain me, but go into it more. So that when I divest myself, I wipe away this feeling of sacredness in something.
From emanating, yes.
Yes, just or getting it and so on.
Yes.
I still don't hurt. I still don't
No.
hit.
No.
I still don't get angry and all the rest of it. Why? Is it because I feel holy and therefore I don't?
No?
No, go into it, sir.
No, it's because there is affection.
Sensitivity.
Huh?
There's a sensitivity that is. It isn't about a necessarily sacredness. Is it?
No,
Prevents
no, it's
one
much more than that, madam. They have said love your neighbor
And you don't.
and destroyed the neighbor.
Yes.
They have said life is one and destroyed life. They have said life, God is in everything, don't kill,
And
don't
killed.
destroy, and yet they have killed, destroyed, hated. So I see this happening.
Yes.
Though the teachers, the priests said don't, they have done it.
The very people who say
Yeah,
don't
right,
have done
right,
it.
right.
The Inquisition has burnt people
Yeah.
for the sake of their souls.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. Now I say to myself, why don't I want to kill? Why don't I want to hurt or speak evil of somebody? Not because they are sacred, holy, they're not. They're ugly animals.
Yes.
So I get it. Because I see, I see that everything in itself is important, not because of something.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm conveying that.
Yes.
Definitely, yes.
And so I say to myself, all right, that I don't want hurt, not because life is sacred or what books have said, or in itself it is right, not to hurt people. Right. But I have to act, which may hurt,
Yes.
because you have protected yourself against me,
Yes, yes.
and so on. Leave that. Then I've discarded all that. Do I find holiness? Do I find the thing in itself sacred because I've discarded the things which are supposed to be sacred? They have no sacred at all. Huh? Madam, are you coming?
Yes.
Or are you asleep?
I'm not asleep, sir.
And what is your,
Yes, sir. Yes.
what have you got? Be simple. What have you got? Not what
Yes,
I
right,
explain,
right,
which
right.
you got what I explain.
Yes. Having discarded,
First have you everything, including this person.
yes,
If you can't,
Yeah.
if you aren't, then don't talk. Because you follow, you belong to the same.
look, sometimes I've motored in the country,
I'm
Just a minute, and
you're
this-
missing my point.
and you were very far away and you didn't enter my mind. And
I refuse.
there
all
was
that.
nothing else that was
I
sacred.
refuse all that.
And
Because your part subconsciously is there.
yes, all right, yes.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
You're
So not having done so, I must be silent.
Yes, sir.
All right. I see that.
Then do it. Then you will still be kind, there will still be gentle, there will still be truthful, all the rest of us.
You see, when you do it, you are in a sense negating something. And you say to yourself, how can I negate that which I don't know?
What do you mean you don't know? I don't go to church or
No, look,
Wait,
take
wait,
this
sir.
man. This man is full of mystery.
Huh?
This man is full of mystery, and his behavior and all the outward signs about him seem to intimate a dimension
Yeah,
about which I know
That's
nothing.
in the Bible.
I can't tear it down
No,
because
but
I would be
leave him
stupid.
alone. Don't invest him with power, with sacredness, with holiness, with
Just leave it alone,
leave it alone.
not necessarily negate it.
Leave it, which
All
is
right.
to negate it.
No,
I
no,
don't
to
know.
negate it is to say it isn't so. When I
course.
negate the Christians, I say this is baloney.
Yeah.
That's actually
But here
negating.
you don't know
I don't know.
what is behind the wall.
Exactly.
So you say,
There's
I
a-
can't get behind the wall
Yes,
by
yes.
knocking on the door,
Yes.
so I leave it alone.
All right, that I
Right,
can do. All right,
right.
then I have done it.
Right. Then proceed. How do you find what is sacred? If there is such thing.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know. So how do
It
you
comes sometimes, but it's not residing anywhere.
I refuse. It sometimes is like saying, you know.
Yes, Yes, it's like saying that, yes, I know. I'm partly vegetarian, as they say in India all the time. I'm partly vegetarian. Have you heard that too, sir? I'm partly vegetarian. I've heard that so often. Yes, all right.
Part like
Bishop's egg. Yes,
partly
good.
good.
Yes. It's like partly pregnant. A little pregnant, tiny bit pregnant, yes. All right, sir. I don't know.
Will you leave it there?
I have no
Because
choice.
you say I don't know, but you want to find out. You want
Exactly.
to
Yes, yes.
see-
You'll scratch.
You want to scratch. Now,
Yes.
how do you proceed?
You know what? You can't proceed.
And you're stuck.
Yes.
I know. I won't do that. I won't allow myself to be stuck. I want to find out. Look, sir. Follow it slowly. I want to find out.
Yes.
Stop.
Whether
You
you,
see, you can't stop
Well-
the boy.
no, I want to say something now. Whether you're looking for God, whether you're looking for the sacred, it's the same thing.
No, I'm not.
You've said so
looking.
often.
No, I am scratching to find out.
Yes.
I'm not going to say I don't know, just stop like it.
I can't say that.
I know.
So I keep looking.
So I keep scratching,
Yes,
scratching,
yes,
scratching.
yes, yes.
Well, I scratch. What do you find? That's what I want to get at.
When you scratch. Yes.
Like, stop.
Yes, all right.
You stop talking.
Yes, all
a
right.
minute. And listen. You said you don't know, full stop. You can't say I don't know and just walk out of the room. Or I don't know and leave it alone. You don't know, but you're going to find out. You're going to scratch, you're going to dig, you're going to unearth, you're acting.
Yes.
So, now what will you do? What do you find when you scratch? So, do you know what it means to scratch?
Yes.
Huh? Do you?
Yes.
What does it mean?
I've been doing it for the last 8 years.
Cut out, I'm not interested. You see,
No, but you asked me a
I'm
question.
asking you now, and not what you did 8 years ago.
Yes.
I'm asking when you say I don't know.
Yes.
You haven't stopped activity. You haven't stopped action. You haven't turned your back on it.
No.
No. So you're digging.
Yes,
Now,
yes, yes.
as you dig, what do you find? You see, you're digging. How do you dig into something you don't know? Huh? Oh Lord.
You can't.
You have to keep asking yourself this question.
You have asked yourself, this morning you spent an hour.
You can't, sir. You can't. It's like listening for a sound when you're deaf. Somebody
You
hears.
see how sir, don't
All right. Yes, I know. Have ideas.
have ideas. Don't
Yes.
put in metaphor, different similes. Cut out all
Very,
that out
very.
and see how when
No,
you're
here we
digging.
are, and we're asking about sacredness. and there's nothing invested anywhere.
Yeah.
And how do I find out?
How do you, and you say, I really don't know what sacredness is. I really don't know. But I'd like to find out.
Yes.
You know, just
Yes.
find out.
Yes.
And you're going to dig. Or you just blank.
How to dig?
But wait, what is it you're doing? That's what.
What am I doing at present?
Ah.
Just blank. Just waiting. Just. There's a sort of inability to where to look. You see, sir?
I will show you.
It's like
So,
asking me an Arab word which I don't know.
Look, they stop. You're digging, not blank.
No.
You're digging, aren't you? Now, where are you digging? With what instrument are you digging? Huh? But so I say, I don't know. I don't know what the real holiness, not all the foolishness.
Yes, yes.
What's the real thing? I really don't know. And I really, my whole being wants to find out. And how do I dig? How do I find out? I don't give it up and walk away from it.
Can't.
I can't. So what do I do? I'm not inactive. Right?
Right.
I'm not waiting. I'm not. Nobody can tell me. I must find out.
Maybe I'm waiting because I'm digging. I'm asking.
I could tell you, sir, but you're not getting it. You're not doing it. That's what.
Not doing what, sir?
So when you say I don't know,
Yes.
and when you don't turn your back on it,
Yes.
you really don't know
Yes.
what actually has taken place in your mind. Not blank.
No, you've simply stopped.
No, you see, you're not stopped. You don't know. But you're still looking.
You're looking, but you're not
But-
what? Yes.
You haven't stopped.
You're looking, yes.
You're looking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
How do you look now? One minute.
But looking at this problem is in a way more baffling than others, because this isn't something that is an ordinary process of the mind. I can.
No, obviously not.
No, this is something.
The process of the mind is to invest
Yes.
and then worship.
If there is a process,
Oh,
it's
that's
fake.
right.
Therefore, that has to be discarded. And anything that comes in its place, that is of the same generation, is the same thing. It's again a projection.
We understood that.
Yes. So that leaves one with a, as Alan says, with a blank to examine.
You look, don't you?
But look.
Look at what?
What?
Wait, you walk, you look, right? Now wait.
But
The
look,
question,
what's-
even if you can look, you can only look for something you know.
All right.
You look at this various.
If you don't like that word, you're watchful.
Yes. You question
right?
it. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
don't question. You're just watchful.
Yes. All right.
Right?
Yes.
But you may be watchful of the bus going by. I mean, it's not
No,
that you.
watchful in this to find out what it is to be sacred.
Yes, all right, yes.
So you, well, that's what I tried to say earlier. You keep the question. You've got nothing but the question, because all the answers are fake.
The faith. So you're watching, you're listening to that question.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Right?
Yes,
Do you say yes?
Yes.
And you have no answer. But you're still watching.
You've still got a question.
You can't keep on questioning.
exactly, yes.
You have questioned and there is no answer.
Yes.
And yet the question remains.
Yes.
So you're watching not the question, but watching.
That's
Yes.
very vague, sir.
Yes, you see,
What are you watching, and what are you watching for?
if you watch the question,
I'm not. No, if
You can't even ask the question, because if you say what is sacred, you must know what you mean by that word sacred.
I don't know, sir. We said, sir, I really don't know. We have just now said, I really don't know.
Yes,
Blank.
yes,
When you say I don't know, you mean I don't know.
yes,
Then you say, what is it that I don't know about?
Yes.
Is sacred.
yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
So I say, all right. I'm watching. I'm
Yes.
watching to find out what it means.
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
Right? What does it mean?
You mean, what is that state of watching mean? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that only. Also, watching is a process of digging, isn't it, really?
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
You just watch the bottle.
No, exactly.
It's a watching which is also a digging.
Yes,
And pushing,
yes. A demanding.
Not demanding, pushing.
Yes.
You're not demanding.
No, but
You are
questioning.
demanded
Yes,
when you demanded when you put the question.
that's right.
The question is there, but
Yes.
you've gone further away from the question, right? Forgot.
Have you gone away from
no,
the question?
why have I gone away from the question?
If you go away from
Where
the
am I
question,
going?
you're
I'm
lost.
with you people.
No, if you leave the question, then what are you about?
Sir, there is a question.
Yes, what is sacredness?
And I'm digging.
yes,
Watching, digging.
yes, the
Watching
question.
isn't just blank watching.
No, the
Watching.
question is being posed.
I have posed it,
Yes, and I
I
can't
can't keep on
continue all
posing.
day. No, quite, and all.
It is
all
there.
Yes.
but I'm by digging I've moved away from the question.
What am I digging? What is this digging? What am I digging at?
Is
What am I doing?
watching. Wait, watching. I'm watching to see. I have put the question, I'm now watching to see the answer.
But we see the answers put up by the mind.
I have stopped all that.
You're right.
I stopped all that long ago. You don't go back to the old
No.
stuff. I have put the question. I say, what is this? Man has hunted after. What is it?
Yes.
I can't just say, just what is it and just keep on remaining.
No, it's
And
sanity.
by
Yes.
putting that very question, I am digging.
Yes, that's right. The question is the digging.
Is the digging,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
right? Huh?
I suppose so. I don't
Ah,
know.
what do you mean,
Go
suppose?
on. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. Please go on.
I can't go on till you.
Well, it has no meaning for me what
I
you're
see,
saying.
that's why. Therefore, don't let's go on.
So I can't
Look,
say.
I asked, what is it? What
You
is
pose
this
the
thing?
question. You throw out all the answers. You pose the question.
I pose
Now
it.
I'm with you.
Right. Now stop. Since the very posing of that question is a form of digging.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
That's all really. Stop. Is a form of digging.
Yes.
Now, what am I discovering in this digging?
Just that I don't know. That's all.
You don't do it, that's why. Put the question, and the very question is the instrument with which you are digging, and the question is itself the digging. Both the instrument and the act is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
What are you finding? Because you must find something if the question is serious. You must. Not by your.
Krishnaji, all that I think find is something to throw out. I find that my mind goes instantly back into memory and tries to look at some experience that I have labeled as sacred in my
Cut off, yes, and then you drop that.
and then try to analyze what that is and say what is sacred about that. Well, this is to be thrown out.
Yeah, throw it out. You're digging.
Yes.
The question has made you, the question itself is digging,
Yes.
right? And you have thrown out the mental process for all that,
Yes.
right? Now, keep on. What do you find there?
You can go on like that all your life.
Or you won't. And then it'll take all your life. You see, you
Well, I've done it for 8 years already.
I question it.
No, I have.
But you have invested that thing in somebody.
Yes.
Therefore, you are not digging. So I have no investment in of any kind. And I don't know what it means. And I must find out. I absolutely must. So I put the question to myself, what is this thing that man has hunted after? It may exist, it may not exist. So I'm going to let the question itself be the catalyst.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's all you can do, yes.
I'm doing it. And not all I can do, I'm doing it.
That's right,
And
yes.
I'm doing it. I'm finding something in it. And I don't see why you don't. By putting the question, I've opened a door. Right? Huh?
Yes.
Have I? I've just put the question.
Then you are not, the question is not operating.
Yes, it is.
Then you have opened a door.
Yes.
You see,
No, when you say I've opened the door, you mean, one thinks you mean I've discovered something.
nothing, you've opened,
Bon.
you have discovered nothing.
Bon.
Now, you've opened something.
So, yes.
What do you find there? So my darling lady and gentlemen, you have to begin again whether you have put the question at all. Or I have put the question for you. Right? If you have to put the question, the question then is bound to act. Bound to open a door, and we're going to find out.
Why?
You see, to me, And again, I'm going back because I have nothing else to deal with.
No, I don't want to go back. I don't know.
Sacredness is something that happens. I can't do
I know.
anything about it. I may be imagining it. I don't know.
That's
It's
not good enough.
It's not ascertainable.
That's
For me, anyway.
That's none of those are good enough.
I have a
may be-
feeling. I may have projected the whole feeling. That's all I know.
Of course. So then I say, oh, I reject everything which I may or
Yes.
have invented.
Yes.
Out it goes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So I'm left with a question and a complete silence. That's all.
Huh?
Nothing. I'm left with nothing.
You just used a word.
Silence.
You are not silent. You put the question, and the question itself brings about a silence.
Hmm.
Huh?
Yes. It brings me to a complete blank in my
Silence.
All right. Call it silence.
Blank. All right. You have found something, haven't you?
Or nothing. It's the same thing.
No. You have found that question has reduced your mind to a complete blankness, to complete stopping it.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You have discovered that, haven't you?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. But
Now, wait.
There isn't anything.
Wait! You people are so damn greedy, you stupid. Sorry. Huh? Let that go on. Say, is that blankness? Go! You want to experience that sacred thing or whatever it is, so you're galloping after
I'm
it.
not looking for it.
Therefore, begin. Put the question. The question itself makes the mind quiet. Because you don't know, right? Remain in quiet. See what happens. Huh? Right? See what happens, be quiet. There's the question. And the question itself has brought an extraordinary quietness to the mind. Because you don't know what the answer is. All the rattles which you have used before to make noise have stopped. Now you see, now, what is this thing? What is this quietness? Right? Is the question, has the question made the mind quiet? You follow? Or the mind itself confronted with something which doesn't, is quiet. I don't know if you see that.
Is there a difference?
Oh yes, there is.
Because the question is part of the mind.
Oh darling, sirs, don't quit. You see I'm not doing it.
Yes, I am doing it.
You see, sir. Look, you put the question. The question has reduced, has made, either the question has made the mind quiet, which is the question has induced your mind to be quiet. Or the very questioning is out of quiet mind because you have discovered the whole works. That's it.
Yes, that's right.
Get it?
Yes.
Have you got it?
Yes, I see the difference.
So which is it? You are discovering a tremendous lot. What are you talking about?
It depends where the question comes from.
Yes,
You
sure.
again back to the good old stew.
Yes.
Either the question has made your mind quiet, question being so enormous,
Yes.
and therefore you're in front of a mountain.
Paralyzed.
Or it's only the very alert mind has put that question.
And that is quite.
It's only the alert mind that has put that question. Not the stupid mind can't put that question. Right? So the alert mind says no. Mind is alert. And therefore it's watching what the next movement is. Right?
Yes.
Are you doing it?
Yes.
Huh? So the mind, being very alert, and therefore it's a mind that's alert, is obviously a quiet mind. Huh?
Yes.
I don't know if you see that.
Yes.
Yes, I see.
A noisy mind can't be alert. So the alert mind is quiet, and therefore it has put the question. Ah, see the difference, the beauty of it. Right? Hmm? So there is no inducement to put that question. The mind itself has put that question. Hmm? And it's only an alert and quiet mind that can put that question. Proceed from there. Now watch it. Now let that mind which is alert and quiet move. It is moving. Right? It's only a quiet, alert and quiet mind that can discover, right? Huh?
Yes.
Then it's up to you. And you can't proceed further. You understand what I'm saying?
The rest is up to us.
If you reach that point, you proceed.